I want to talk to you today about feeling cheated because of death. When we're dealing with loss, we can be left feeling cheated. You're going to experience a wide range of emotions stemming from loss. Some of those emotions are confusion, anger, numbness, frustration, helplessness, anxiety, and sadness. When the feeling of being cheated shows up, it's often because we've asked the question, why didn't I do more? Why didn't I call them, speak to them? I should have gone to see him when I had the chance. I could have said something that would have made him take care of himself. I could have changed what happened. If only I had been a better son, a better daughter, a better wife, then maybe they would still be here. We feel cheated when we start asking these questions because we want more time. We want time to say the right thing, time to do the right thing, time to be part of the difference. We feel cheated because if we had more time, we're believing that we could have done something to change the outcome. Some people will blame themselves and fight with feelings of guilt because they feel cheated out of the time that they don't have. And you feel cheated because you miss them. You're fighting the feelings of fear of getting through the day without them. You find yourself mad at God, mad at yourself, and even mad at the person who passed away. Because you're thinking, why did they not? And then you want answers to that question. You feel cheated because you wish you could have done something more, something different. And then we can also feel cheated by our circumstances. Death can leave you angry because your loved one did not do something that you needed them to do, something that you think would have made the difference. And we can feel cheated by life itself. But I just want to encourage you today that you can recover from that feeling. And we recover from feeling cheated when we start to take back our time, when we start to take control of our thoughts, and when we start to refuse to let death cheat you twice. Some of the ways you can do that is, one, you can plan a way to say goodbye to your loved one that makes you feel comfortable. Because if you felt cheated, maybe they died suddenly and you didn't have time, you can now take the time to say goodbye in a way that feels good to you, in a way that allows you to memorialize them, to remember them. Take your time to say goodbye in your own special way. The next thing that you can do is share what you would have done or what you would have said if you had had the time to do so with a friend. This will help you to process the thoughts that you're having related to that loss, but also to begin to move through those feelings of regret that may still exist for you. And so I want you to find a friend whom you trust, who you feel comfortable with, and help to continue to answer those questions that you had. The questions, if I only could have, if I should have, if I did this or did that. Finish that sentence with someone who can hear you, someone who can reflect back what they're hearing, and someone who can help you process those thoughts and feelings. And if you don't have someone, make sure to get with a professional counselor to process these feelings of loss and grief. The next thing that you can do to help recover is to forgive yourself and your loved one for the things that you think you could have done to have changed the outcome, and for the things you think they should have done that would have helped to change the outcome. You can also recover by asking, how can I celebrate the time that I did have with them, rather than focusing on the time that was taken that you've lost? How can you tell the story about your loved one? How can you remember them? How can you cherish the moments that you had, the years that you had, the special times together? How can you make that to live on and to ring louder in your mind, in your ear, than the fact that you've lost time? You can also begin to recover by building empathy, by looking at life through your loved one's eyes, by imagining with grace and giving yourself grace, starting by saying maybe things like they did the best that they could with what they had, by reflecting on their humanness and saying that they weren't perfect, but they were family, by thanking them for the time that they were alive, thanking them for the things that did happen, the things that were accomplished, for the efforts that they did make, and by making plans of how you can make the best of the time that you have left. We honor those who have passed by the way we live our life in the present. And so, refuse to let death make you feel cheated twice. Commit to squeezing the most out of life while you heal and recover from your loss. Thank you for joining me. My name is Gessy Martinez, author, therapist, and coach, helping you to remember, recover, and recreate your life.